Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Nittai Gauranga, Jaya Nittai Gauranga, Nittai Gauranga, Jaya Gaura Hari. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Sai Gaur Premanande, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki, समेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्रीमद् भागवतम की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की, जय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 3, chapter entitled Liberation from the Illusory Energy. And today's text is 54 and 55, thus ending this chapter. So 54 is on the board. We'll recite 54 and then I'll read the 55th verse. Atmanam tanmayam dhyayam murtim sampujayedhare shesham adhyaya shirasa Swadhamni udvasya satkritam Atmanam tanmayam dhyayam Murtim sampujayedhare Shesham adhyaya sirasha Swadhamni udvasya satkritam Atmanam tanmayam dhyayam Murtim sampujayedhare Shesham adhyaya sirasha Swadhamni Udvasya Satkritam. Please recite. Mataji's. Word-to-word meaning, translation and purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada disciples ki. Atmana, oneself. Tat, in the Lord. Mayam, absorbed. Dhyayan, so meditating. Murti, the personal form. Sampujayet, should fully worship. Hare, of Lord Hari. Shesham, the remnants of worship. Adhaya, taking. Shirasa, upon one's head. Swadhamni, in his place. Udvasya, putting. Satkritam, respectfully. Translation. The worshipper should become fully absorbed in meditating upon himself as an eternal servant of the Lord, and should thus perfectly worship the Deity, remembering that the Deity is also situated within his heart. Then he should take the remnants of the Deity's paraphernalia, such as flower garlands, upon his head, and respectfully put the Deity back in his own place, thus concluding the worship. Purport. The word Tanmayam is in this verse is significant. One who is purified by worshipping the Deity form of the Lord can understand that he, the worshipper, is an eternal servant of the Lord and is qualitatively one with the Lord, being like a tiny spark of the original fire of the personality of Godhead. Srila Madhavacharya has stated in this regard, Vishnur Vrittoyam Toham Itteva Sada Syat Bhagavan Maya Naivaham Vishnur Asmiti Vishnu Sarveshwaro Hyaja. One should think, I am an eternal servant of Vishnu. Therefore, because I am his eternal part and parcel, I am eternally one with him. But I am not Vishnu himself, because Vishnu is the supreme controller of everything. The basic principle of deity worship is that one must understand oneself to be an eternal servant of the Supreme Lord. One who is addicted to sexual gratification, foolishly identifying himself with the external material body, cannot change his conception of himself from that of an enjoyer to that of the enjoyed. Such a person interprets the word Tanmayam to mean that the worshipper is himself also the worshipable object. Sri Jiva Goswami Prabhupada has written his Durga Sangamani in his commentary on Sri Rupa Goswami Prabhu's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that Aham Ropasana, or the process of worshipping oneself as the Supreme, is a gross misidentification of one's own self with the Supreme, who is actually one's eternal shelter. The six Goswamis have repeatedly clarified this point, but unintelligent persons within the Prakrita Sahajya community become influenced by the bogus idea of the mayavad philosophers and thus display the deluded misconception that the worshipper becomes the Supreme's shelter. Such a hallucination is an aparadh, an offense against the Lord. Therefore, the word tanmaya in this verse should not be offensively understood to mean that the worshipper becomes equal to his eternal worshipable object. Now, text 55. Evam agni arka toyatva atitho hridaye chaya yajati swaram atmanam achiran muchyate hisa. Translation. Thus, the worshipper of the Supreme Lord should recognize that the personality of God is all-pervading and should worship Him through His presence in fire, the sun, water and other elements. In the heart of the guest one receives in one's home and also in one's own heart. In this way, the worshipper will very soon achieve liberation. Thus end the purpose of the humble servants of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, to the 11th canto, 3rd chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Liberation from Illusory Energy. We offer prayers. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadavaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavad Paschat Deshatarini Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Sek Namine Gauratishaina He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Nathai Te Nama Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I seek blessings of all the Vaishnavas, especially senior devotees, Raj Gopinath Prabhu, Purushottam Nitai Prabhu, Amar Kishore Prabhu, and also other Vaishnavas, so that I can speak something for my purification, for the pleasure of Vaishnavas, and for some glorification of Supreme Lord. So today's verse is concluding this chapter. So yesterday, Sri Govind Ghosh Prabhu nicely summarized the answers given by the Yogendra, one of the Yogendra, Avirhotra, who is answering this question regarding Karma Yoga. So Prabhu yesterday nicely summarized what all things he is focusing upon. So I'll not mention. So I'll directly go to today's verse 54 and 55. So what should be the attitude after the worship that is mentioned in this verse? What should the result one derives by worshipping the deity that is being mentioned and highlighted here? And the mood of the worshipper. And in that context, Tanmaya, this word comes. So, and Jiva Goswami comments that this should not be taken worshipping oneself as a supreme. That is mayavad conception. So this is the beauty of our Acharya, that whenever there is a chance of mayavad misinterpretation, they hammer so that there is no opportunity for anything regarding mayavad conception. So we see also Srila Prabhupada in his purports also, whenever he will get the opportunity, he will smash mayavad. He will not just defeat, he will smash, hammer, and completely broke down all the proponents of mayavad philosophy. So from time immemorial, Vaishnavas have this duel with the Mayavadis. So once there was a very sincere person who was eager to advance in spirituality, but unfortunately he came across a Mayavadi guru, and the Mayavadi guru told him, you chant this mantra, Soham, 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 Soham. So this disciple, being very sincere disciple, started chanting this Soham mantra. So you're sincerely chanting Soham, Soham, Soham. And a Vaishnava guru happens to pass by. So you're chanting under a tree. And he sees, he's chanting Soham, Soham, Soham. What is this? So he told, you're chanting Soham, you add a Da. So you chant Da Soham, Da Soham, Da Soham. So that disciple thought he is telling sincerely that I should follow. So he started chanting Da Soham, Da Soham, Da Soham. And then the Mayavadi Guru thought, let me see how my disciple is doing. So the Mayavadi Guru comes and sees the disciple and sees, he's chanting the mantra. He's chanting Da Soham. No, this is not good. So told, don't chant the Da Soham, you add one Sa. Sada Soham, Sada Soham, Sada Soham. And the disciple, what to do? So he started chanting Sada Soham, Sada Soham, Sada Soham. And the Vaishnava Guru again happens to pass and sees he's chanting Sada Soham. This is not good. So what to do? So this time you add another Da. Da Sada Soham, Da Sada Soham, Da Sada Soham. So there is always a duel between the Vaishnavas and the Mayavadis. And definitely Vaishnavas always win. So Prabhupada, wherever he get opportunity, would love to defeat the Mayavadis. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also. One time, one Mayavadi was sitting and he got nature's call. And he said, if you are supreme, then you control. But how can he control nature's call? When it comes, you have to run. Right? So he ran and came back. And Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said, see, how you can tell that you are supreme? You cannot control even your nature's call. Then the Mayavadi said, no, this is my Leela. So Vaishnavas have their way of defeating, but Mayavadis will not accept their defeat. So it's going on and it will continue. But following in the footsteps of our acharyas, we should understand the principles so that whenever we get opportunity, we should smash and hammer and defeat mayavad. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita talks about this. So in 9th chapter, Krishna, while describing the pure devotees, Ananya Bhaktas, Krishna also mentions there are other people, other worshippers of Supreme Lord. So in the 15th verse of the 9th chapter, Krishna says, Jnana yagyena chapyanne yagyato mam upasate ekatvena prithakvena bahuda vishwato mukham. So apart from devotee, Vaishnava worshippers, there are 3 other kinds of worshippers. This is ekatvena, prithakvena and vishwato mukham. So ekatvena means one who considers Supreme Lord one without a second, and he thinks himself to be Supreme Lord, and he worships himself. Aham rupasana, that is mentioned in the purport. And second is prithakvena, worshipping in diversity, means worshipping demigods and considering them as supreme. And vishwato mukham, worshipping Lord in his universal form. So Srila Prabhupada mentioned that out of these 3, the ekatvena worship, worshipping oneself as supreme, is the lowest, right? Lowest kind of worship. So that is lowest kind of worship. And different Mayavadis have different kinds of, some hodgepodge in their Mayavad also there is some deviation. So they sometimes also worship the deity. They worship the deity, but they consider Narayan or Vishnu or Krishna is, that form is a form of Maya. But ultimately the absolute truth is impersonal. And they worship the deity so that they get purified and they can reach the stage of Narayana. Once they reach the stage, they give up the worship of the deity. And they feel that they have become Narayana. And different Mayavadis they follow the path of Sankara, but their avidya is something sometimes different. Just like some kind of Mayavadis, they follow Shankarer Mat, Chaitanya Path. They follow the philosophy of Shankaracharya, but their avidya is the path of Lord Chaitanya, because path of Lord Chaitanya is chanting, dancing, very nice. There is so much rasa in that. But in Mayavad, like regular Mayavad, they have to read so much, neti, so dry philosophy. So that doesn't sustain. So to sustain, they exhibit the path of Lord Chaitanya, which is very nice, chanting and dancing. We see the example of Ramdas Vishwas, right? Ramdas Vishwas was constantly chanting Ram, 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 Ram. And Raghunath Bhatta Goswami thought he's such a nice devotee, right? And he's such service attitude. He wanted to carry Raghunath Bhatta Goswami's all luggage. So he was very impressed by his service attitude and his genuine sincerity. And both of them went to Jagannath Puri. But when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met them, he was very affectionate towards Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, but he didn't even notice this Ramdas Vishwas. Because Mahaprabhu there in the heart could understand that he is the Mayavadi. His goal is to become Lord Ram. So he didn't pay any attention. One time, His Holiness Jayapataka Sai Maharaj also quoting that he went to Puri, there is Sankaracharya Govardhan Mutt. So there he saw, there they follow the philosophy of Sankaracharya. But he saw there the Mayavadi Guru worshipping Lord Jagannath. So Maharaj Maharaj thought, what? They have transformed or what? So he asked, you are worshipping Lord Jagannath? Yes, I am worshipping myself. Lord Jagannath and myself are not different. So I am worshipping myself. So this is Jai Shishi Nitai Gauranga Bhagavan ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So I am worshipping myself, right? How nice. So Shankarer Mat, Chaitanya Path. So they take up the even Vaishnava process, but with the conception of Lord to be impersonal and consider himself to be the supreme. But Krishna tells this impersonal conception, this impersonal worship is, Krishna discusses it further in 12th chapter, 12.1 to 5, how this is very troublesome. Klesho adhikatarastesham abhyakta asakta chetasam. One who is attached to this unmanifested form, for them the progress in spiritual path is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. Also in Srimad Bhagavatam we see that Jenne Ravindaksha Vimukta Maninas Tayasta Bhavad Avishuddha Buddhaya Aruha Krichena Param Padam Data Patanti Adho Anaditas Madangraya. So, impersonal worship is Aruha Krichena, filled with difficulty. They have to do a lot of Kricha sadhana, difficult sadhana. And still, sometimes they feel they are liberated, but Patanti Adho Anaditas Madangraya, because they do not get the shelter of Supreme Lord's lotus feet. So what happens to them? They fall down. So because not getting the reciprocation that the jiva requires, the impersonal worshippers falls down. Whereas the personal worshipper, the devotee, he surrenders everything to Supreme Lord. He worships Lord with all his mind, body, and all his resources. And that is why Lord reciprocates and one is easily delivered. So that is why Krishna says, Yedu sarvani karmani mai sannyasa matpara anannayeva yogena mam dhayandu pasate tesham aham samuddharta mityu samsara sagara bhavami na chirat partha maya veshita chetasam. For such worshippers, tesham aham samuddharta mrityu samsara sagarat. I am the swift deliverer, not just deliverer, swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. So Krishna, when one worships this mode of He Supreme Lord, I am His eternal servant. In that mode, he worships Supreme Lord with all his heart, he surrenders everything. Then Supreme Lord very easily, then by that process, one very easily attains Supreme Lord. It's very easy. Susukham kartum abhayam, very easy, very joyful. And for such person, Krishna delivers such persons from the ocean of birth and death. So you can see that mayavad worship is very difficult, whereas worship in the path of devotional service, considering ourselves to be the Das, eternal servant of Supreme Lord, that path is very easy, and Krishna delivers such worshippers very swiftly. And such worshippers actually can realize, just as this mentioned in these last two verses, he not just only worships the deity in the altar, but he also realizes the value of the tadiya. That is why after the worship, when he gets the remnants, the flowers, the scent, the argha, he accepts it very reverentially, understanding it is my Lord's prasad, right? So that is why his worship doesn't conclude in the altar, but he worships the tadiyas also of the Lord. And he worships the devotees who are the best of the tadiyas, as the Lord says. Devotees are the best tadiyas. Devotees, by worshipping the devotee, Supreme Lord is very pleased. And also this verse mentioned that when by worshipping the deity, one happens to go through the further purification, then he realizes his identity as eternal servant of the Lord becomes more and more strong. Jiver Swarup hai Krishna Nitya Das. This identity becomes very, very strong when one regularly worships deity, because there is the process itself helps us to nourish that consciousness. Just like last few days, devotees are mentioning that the worshipper offers Bhuta Shuddhi prayers. Naham Vipro, Nacharanarpati, Napi Vaishwana Shudro. So, like this process helps one to develop this mood of being the eternal servant. Right? And also he feels that same, he realizes as he further gets purified, that same Lord is residing within my heart as Paramatma. And that same Lord is pervading, all pervading. That same Lord is energy, through his different various energies, is permeating the whole universe. So his worship doesn't conclude here. When he goes out of the altar also, he can experience the presence of the Lord. Right? And he can experience the Lord in every situation. And also at the last verses, he experienced the Lord's presence in the heart of the guest one receives in one's home. Right? So he sees whatever guest, whoever comes to visit the deity also as connected to the Supreme Lord, worshipable as Supreme Lord. So he doesn't disrespect the guest. He honors very reverentially. Right? So that is how one moves from Madhyama to Kanishta's platform to Uttama platform, where he can see the Supreme Lord everywhere. Sabara Jamgama dekhi, na dekhi tara murti, sarvatra hai nija ishtadeva spurti. So wherever he sees his Ishtadev, his worshipable deity. So his worshipable deity is not there only in the altar, but everywhere. Because he has developed that eyes, Premanjana Charita, Bhakti Bilochana, Santa Sadaiva Hidayeshu Bilokayanti. He can see it in the heart, he can see in the nature, and he can see in the guests that are coming to take darshan of the deity. So all this realization one gets when one worships the deity. And in this regard, I'll narrate one very nice story that I heard long back. So there's a pastime of Radha Swami Maharaj visiting in Vrindavan, where he experiences this mood from a sadhu who exhibited this mode of that we are discussing here. So we all know that Maharaj was traveling from the west to east. He got the desire to come closer to Krishna, come closer to Supreme Lord, and he got the Akashvani or some inner voice that he should go to India. And he came to Himalayas. He traveled in various holy places. He went to Patna, he went to Varanasi, he went to various holy places visited. He also went to Pashupatinath in Nepal. So while he was coming back from Pashupatinath, he was on his way to Amarnath, which is in Jammu Kashmir. So on the way, he was in a train. Maharaj mentions third class train. And the train was fully crowded. There was no space. And Maharaj went inside the seat and was just putting his hand and legs in a tight position. And the train was moving very, very slowly. So it was very difficult, precarious condition. But Maharaj was continuing because he wanted to go to Amarnath. And the train was moving slowly and it halted in a station. So Maharaj thought it was becoming so unbearable. So he just wanted to have some fresh air coming out of the train. And he thought, again I'll get back. As soon as he came down in the station, the train started moving and it was so crowded that he could not enter back into the train. So what to do? Maharaj thought it's Lord's arrangement. So Maharaj asked, which is the station? So someone said, this is Mathura. And this is the birthplace of Lord Krishna. So that was amazing thing that happened in Maharaj's life. And then someone took him to Janmastan, Mathura. Maharaj went there. And that was the day of Janmashtami. It's amazing reciprocation by Supreme Lord. So Maharaj went to attend the Janmashtami festival in Mathura. And someone told him that there is a forest of Vrindavan and Krishna performed many pastimes. So he planned that at least 2-3 days I'll stay in Vrindavan and then I'll again start for Amarnath. So he went to Vrindavan, he visited various temples in Vrindavan and he went to Jamuna. And like this, 2 days he spent. And second day, as he slept, so he was sleeping near the banks of Yamuna. And as he slept, as he got up in the third day, he got up and woke up with a typhoid fever. And that was such a terrible fever that he could not move. Right? And some Brajvasis took him to the charitable hospital, Ramachandra Charitable Hospital, Ramakrishna Charitable Hospital. And then he was graduate. And some doctor treated, and the doctors told, you cannot move for next 2 months. If you move, if you go out of Vrindavan, you will die because your body is so emaciated. Your body is so weak, you cannot move. So you have to stay for at least 2 months. You need at least 2 months of rest. So now next 2 months, Maharaj had to stay in Vrindavan. And Maharaj was gradually getting cured. And then he started staying in some Gauriya Math. And he could not, and he was recuperating. And in these 2 months, he spent in this beautiful land of Vrindavan. He met many Brajvasis and he associated with many sadhus. And in the next 2 months, Maharaj had such wonderful experience of the beautiful environment. And that time Braja was a very peaceful, serene place. And the love and reciprocation of the Brajvasis, he felt so warm in his heart that Maharaj decided, I will never leave Vrindavan. For the rest of my life, I'll stay here. And Maharaj understood, because Maharaj had experienced so many kinds of approach to Supreme Lord, so many different paths for going closer to Supreme Lord. But the path of devotion that Maharaj experienced within 2 months in Braj, Maharaj decided that there is no other beautiful place and beautiful process here other than devotion. So he decided that I will stay in Vrindavan only and never leave. And so Maharaj would every day sleep near Yamuna and he would visit different places, Varshana, Nandagaon, and Govardhan, and he would do Vrindavan Parikrama with 2-3 different sadhus. So like this, Maharaj was spending blissful days in Vrindavan. And one of the days, one sadhu told that, I'll take you to one pujari, right? If you meet him, you will understand what real bhakti is. By associating with him, you will understand what genuine devotion is. So I'll take to this pujari and to his temple. So Maharaj thought he will take me to some wonderful, nice temple. But as that sadhu was taking Maharaj, it was very congested place. There was some sewage garbage, and then there's a pathway. And then one man's house came, and there was a big hall. And that big hall, at the end, there was one closet. And there was one deity, and there was one pujari. So that sadhu introduced Maharaj. That time he is just 19 years old. He is just young American, having long hairs. Right? And this sadhu introduced him that this is Ghanshyam Baba. And this is his deity, Radha Shri Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha, and he's worshipping him for last 50 years. So Maharaj was very attracted by Ghanshyam Baba, and he would regularly come meeting this Ghanshyam Baba. And he came to know that this Ghanshyam, when he was young, very young, he was teenagers, he came to Vrindavan along with his family. And the Vrindavan and the atmosphere of Vrindavan charmed him and created so much attraction in his heart that he felt that I should never leave Vrindavan. So he told his parents that you go back, I am not going back. And the parents thought maybe he wants to stay a few days and then he'll come back. So they left him for a few days and they came back again after a few days to take him back. But this boy said, no, this is my permanent residence, I am going to stay here only. And the parents threatened, if you do not come back, then we'll not give any property, any facility, and we'll be bereft of everything. And the boy said, okay, no problem. And the parents left. And since then, this Ghanshyam was staying there, and for last 50 years he is there in Vrindavan. So he is, since then he was staying in Vrindavan, he never left Vrindavan. And this Ghanshyam, he would just chant whole day and roll in the dust of Vrindavan. He would write the name of Shri Radha in the dust of Vrindavan, and before night, and there he will write the name of Radha and chant. And before night he would rub off the names so that nobody puts their feet on this name. So like this, he was staying in Vrindavan. One day it so happened, when he was rubbing off the dust, he felt some solid thing, and he just rubbed off something and he saw some very golden color thing and very solid. And then he dug further, he got one very beautiful deity of Srimati Radharani. And beneath that deity was another Krishna deity. And in that, as he dug further, he took out that Krishna deity, and name was also written. And the name written was Gopi Jana Vallabha. Shri Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha ki. And since then, and this was quite a big deity, right? And Ghanshyam thought that maybe his deities of Radha Krishna, they wanted some service, so they have put themselves under my care. So he just be in the front of deity, sit in front of the deity and chant and sing for them, right? Just like, because he had no paisa, because he was left with nothing, right? So he had no treasury, anything. He didn't have any resource to worship them luxuriously. So he just sit in front of the deity and chant. And whenever some Brajvasis would come, they would give some roti, and that he'll offer to the deity. And seeing his genuine devotion, one family said that we have a closet where you can put the deity. So, because Ghanshyam also wanted that they should have a place. So, because this family is offering this closet, so Ghanshyam shifted this deity to the closet. And since then, last 50 years, he was worshipping Radha Gopi Jamna Vallabha there in the closet. And every day he would offer him some roti, whatever Brajvasis would come and give. And only one time of the day, he would go to Yamuna for taking bath and fetch some water for bathing the deities. That's the one time he would leave the deity. Rest all time he will be with the deities of Radha and Krishna. And he considered himself to be a very insignificant servant of Shri Radha Gopijana Vallabha. So whoever, and very few people would come. And whoever came there, Shri Radha Gopijana Vallabha, he would consider them as the guest of Radha Gopijana Vallabha, considering himself as a servant of all those guests. So Maharaj, as Maharaj came, and Maharaj was frequently coming to this Ghanshyam Baba. So Ghanshyam considered him that he is Radha Gopijana Vallabha's friend. So he'd offer him prasad. So one time, Maharaj would come, and so Ghanshyam would offer him roti, the prasad roti. And like this, 3 days he was offering roti. And one sadhu then took Maharaj to Ghanshyam Baba, and in front of Ghanshyam Baba, he said that, you know that last 3 days he is not eating anything because he is giving all the rotis to you. Maharaj could not understand that he is giving whatever he had, his own food also he is giving to him. So like this. And but he would not consider that. Ghanshyam would said, Gopijana Vallabha is providing me so much to eat, right? He is providing whatever I need. So you please eat. Because if you eat, then Gopijana Vallabha will be very happy. Right? And his happiness is my happiness. So like this, he would consider himself as very insignificant servant and serve the guests, whoever comes, very menial. One time, and that time when Maharaj met him, he was in 80s, very old. So when he go to Yamuna to fetch water, he would have a bucket, and because he was so old, it was very difficult for him to carry the load of water. So he would carry the bucket 3 steps, he would stop, and he would take some breath, and after some time he would again take 3 steps, and like this, very painstakingly he would bring the water from Yamuna. So when Maharaj saw him in that situation, so Maharaj told that, I will carry. And Maharaj started carrying. And Ghanshyam was pulling his hand. No, please leave, let me carry. Like this. Maharaj was young, so he could carry swiftly. But Ghanshyam would not let him. And as Maharaj was forcing, taking the bucket away, Ghanshyam started weeping, telling, this is my service to Gopijana Vallabha. Please don't take away my service to Gopijana Vallabha. Right? This is my only service. So, he would not let Maharaj to do service. And one time Maharaj came in night. So, night. And whenever Maharaj would come different times. And when Maharaj would come, Ghanshyam would never take rest or anything. He will not sit idle. He will always do some kind of service. He will either fan the deities or sing some bhajans before the deity had a harmonium. And he would bathe the deity and he would sing some bhajans. So always he will be doing some seva, some or other service. Maharaj tells that he never found him idle. So he's always busy in serving Gopijana Vallabha. And one time Maharaj was coming in the night, and night was deep meditation, deep absorption. He was singing devotion with his harmonium, completely absorbed. Maharaj also joined him. And after some time, Maharaj told that I have to go back. So Ghanshyam asked, so where do you sleep? So Maharaj said, I sleep in the banks of Yamuna. So Ghanshyam said, no, this is cold. So that was December time. This is very cold. Yamuna banks will be very chill. So you stay here. Here it is warm. So what to do? And he would tell these things so lovingly that Maharaj would not be able to deny him. So Maharaj would sleep there. And Maharaj slept. And beside that, Ghanshyam also slept. And after some time, Maharaj woke up and saw that he is feeling quite warm. Hmm? Because he was having some blanket. When Maharaj said there was no blanket. But when Maharaj got up after some time, he saw he was feeling warm and there's some blanket. And besides him, Ghanshyam was shivering in freezing cold. So what to do? So Maharaj took out his blanket and very, very slowly, very, very silently, he kept the blanket on Ghanshyam's body. And as soon as the blanket touched him, he woke up and he said, "No need, no need, no need. I don't need this blanket. This is for you. You are Gopijana Vallabha's friend. You should sleep nicely." Okay? But Maharaj, how can he let Ghanshyam suffer? So Maharaj very angry said, "If you do not take this blanket, then I'll go away." So Ghanshyam said, No, you stay here, you stay here. So he took the blanket and both of them slept. And after some time, Maharaj realized that he is having the blanket and Ghanshyam is shivering. Right? So again Maharaj turned the blanket on his body. So like this 5-6 times it happened in the course of time. So Maharaj is telling that whether I suffer or enjoy, that doesn't mean Gopi, that doesn't matter to me. Gopijana Vallabha should be happy. Radha Gopijana Vallabha should be happy. That is my only goal of my life. So that was the mode he was worshipping and he was serving Maharaj in that way. So one day, and he has become very old, so when in the night Maharaj would go, so he would make the deities. Ghanshyam wanted the deities to take rest, but that was very heavy for him to lift. So Maharaj would help him to lift the deity. So Maharaj at that time not initiated. He was not even first initiated, what to speak of being a Brahmin, but he was given the service. But Ghanshyam would not ask him, right? Ghanshyam not ask him. And so like this, and when the deities are put to rest, he will be very happy to see that the Radha Gopijana Vallabha is sleeping nicely. So that was his happiness, giving pleasure to the deities. And one day in the morning when Maharaj came, Maharaj told that I am going to Varsana. So Ghanshyam said, very nice. So you go there and take darshan of Shriji. And you pray for me also. But I cannot go. I am duty bound to this deity of Radha Gopijana Vallabha. I have committed to their service, so I cannot leave. So please, pray for me. So that was his mood. That was the mood of Ghanshyam Baba. And he would speak nice English also, Maharaj mentions. So, and then Maharaj's visa was expiring, so Maharaj had to go. So Ghanshyam suggested, and that time Prabhupada also had come with his entourage in Vrindavan. So Prabhupada had talked about New Vrindavan. So this Ghanshyam had heard about this New Vrindavan. So he told Maharaj that you go to New Vrindavan. Swami Prabhupada had started a farm community there. And he mentioned that this New Vrindavan is not different than Vrindavan. And when you go there, you become a pujari. And after that, Maharaj, when he left Vrindavan, Maharaj went to Amsterdam and then he went to New York. And Srila Prabhupada also came to New York. And from there, he was scheduled to go to New Vrindavan, where there was Janmashtami festival and Prabhupada Vyasa Puja. So the leaders announced that we need lot of devotees. There are a lot of service for Janmashtami and Vyasa Puja. So please come. So as many devotees as please come and attend this festival. We have many services, so please come. There's open invitation to New Vrindavan. So Maharaj then went to New Vrindavan. And when he went to New Vrindavan, he was attending that Bhagavad Dharma discourse by Srila Prabhupada. I'll just end 2 minutes. So, and Prabhupada described how New Vrindavan is not different from Vrindavan. So Maharaj decided to stay in New Vrindavan only. So, and he was staying in New Vrindavan, he was milking the cows. And one it so happened that the leader came to him and told that the Pujari was worshipping Radha Vrindavan, and the deity of New Vrindavan got married. So there is no one to worship the deity. And he was milking the cow, he was having the service of cows. So leader said, you have to do both. Right? And from then onwards, he started both the seva of being a pujari and also milking the cows, serving the cows. And then, and the leader said that you should never leave these deities of Vrindavana. Ideal pujari never leaves his deities. Right? So Maharaj thought that I'll never leave New Vrindavan. Right? So there's a lot more things further, so I'll end here. So Maharaj was sharing his realization that how Ghanshyam, that was a Ghanshyam desire, and by his desire I became a pujari. So Maharaj says that I forever is nourished by his mood of worship to his deities. So from this we can understand the mood of pure worshipper, that he considers himself insignificant servant of the deity, and the guest that comes as as the visitors come, they consider it the deity's guest. He serves very nicely. So he also serving Shishanitai Gauranga, and there are so many visitors that come. So we should consider that the special guest of Shishanitai Gauranga. So we should make all possible arrangements so that they are happy. Then Nitai Gauranga will also be happy. So in that way, if you worship the deity and considers devotees and the visitors also worshipable for us, then surely we'll attain liberation, as the verse. And this is not impersonal liberation, this is liberation to Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna Prem. For eternally serving their Lordship Sri Radha Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Please forgive me for exceeding the time. Forgive me for if I have said anything beyond my realization, and excuse me for any offenses, and pray that I can develop some drops of this mood. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samet Gaur Bhakta Binda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.